Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Homemade. And today you all, we are making just an easy, if you want to say appetizer. It is so simple and so easy, but it is so good. You all, we are going to make our cheesy sausage Rotel Nachos. Now, the reason that I like to say sausage, it does contain ground beef also, or ground turkey if that's your preference. But the sausage is what gives it that flavor. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, I do have my ingredients spread out on the table. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to boil our ground beef. Now, if you want to fry your ground beef, that is totally fine. I prefer to boil my ground beef in certain instances because the meat, to me, it's a little softer when you boil it. It's not so hard as when you fry it. But again, if you want to fry it, be my guest. Now, we are going to fry our sausage, which is turkey sausage. But our ground beef, we are going to boil it. I already have my water here, and to my water, you all, I just added some salt and pepper. Nothing else is in that water, just salt and pepper. So we're going to sit that in there, bring that to a boil, let that cook. We're going to place it in our colander to drain off all the excess water and grease or whatever you want to call it, because we don't want that to overpower our rotel. Now we're going to start preparing our sausage. We're going to go ahead, place our ground sausage into our skillet. Once that starts to cook, we are going to place our onions and our bell peppers in there. And we just kind of want to saute our onions and bell peppers. That's why we're not putting them in so far in the beginning. We are going to put them in closer to the end. To our sausage, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of our minced garlic. Now we are going to season our sausage. Remember, we didn't season our ground beef, but we are going to season our sausage. We are going to put in about 1 tablespoon of our minced onion. We are going to put in 1 tablespoon of onion salt. And I'm not measuring this. I'm kind of eyeing it, but it would be a tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. We're also going to put in 1 tablespoon of our paprika. We are going to have corn in this recipe. We're going to use fresh corn for this. I'm just going to cut my corn off the cob. We've cut our corn off the cob, and it makes about, I would say, about a 1/2 cup. So you're good if you have a 1/2 cup of corn. Our sausage has started to fry, so I'm just going to give that a good stir just to get those flavors mixed in there. So now that our sausage has started to cook, we're going to go ahead and place in our onions and our bell peppers. We're going to continue to let that cook. We're back. And we've cooked our sausage, we've boiled our ground beef, and it is now time for us to start assembling our dip. I'm going to spray my baking dish, and I just have my large cast iron skillet. You can use whatever you want. You don't have to use a cast iron skillet, but we are going to put this into the oven, and the first thing we're going to put in our sausage. I've already removed all the extra grease from it. Now, I have 16 ounces of Velveeta cheese that I just chopped into blocks. And I just kind of like to get that stirred in a little bit to kind of get it melted a little more. Now we're going to add in our 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And I did the same thing to it. I just basically took my cream cheese and cut it into blocks. Gonna add in our corn. We're going to add in our Rotel, and I'm just using the small can of Rotel. You do want juice it out. And it smells so good. And the last thing we are going to add in is our milk. And I do have 1/2 cup of just regular whole milk. And that's how our dip is going to look, you all. We're going to pour this into our pan. We're going to pour this into our pan. And we are going to take some Colby Jack cheese to put on top of our dip. You don't have to put a lot. Just kind of want to spread it out evenly. I'm going to put this into my oven, which is preheated to 350 degrees. I am going to bake this until my cheese melts. Once my cheese melts, I like to cut my oven up to broil for just a minute, just to kind of crisp up or brown the cheese on the top. You don't have to do that. That's just something I like to do. So we are going to pop this into the oven uncovered for about 10 minutes, and our cheese should have melted. We're going to come back, assemble our nachos, and you all, we are going to sample this goodness. Our dip is out of the oven, you all. Look at it. It is so, oh my goodness. It is time for us to start assembling our nachos, and you all, this is just a simple nacho, and you hear that crunch on top of there, and just look at our dip. Oh my goodness. It is cheesy. We're going to put it right in the center. Now we're going to put our lettuce. Put us a little lettuce on there. Put us a little pico. Now we'll put us a dab of our sour cream on there. Going to put our cheese. And our jalapeños. We are about to dig into this, you all. And I want a little bit of everything. It is so good. When you try it, make sure you leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you liked, what you didn't like. You all, if you want to keep seeing these easy homemade recipes, make sure you like, subscribe, and share our channel. I say this every time because cooking, it really is an experiment, you all. It's as easy or as hard as you make it. But I promise you, if you just keep it simple, be yourself, life in itself can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade. And until next time, continue to be great. Oh my